Happy Saturday, guys. So, Kim Kardashian, I really don't know anything about her, actually. I know she's an actress. She seems to be famous. And she happened to lose a crap ton of weight after having her baby, apparently to the tune of 60 pounds, if I got that right. I don't think it was kilos. And there's this website, birdie.com, Byrdie, if I'm not mistaken. And one of these people did her diet. Now, they called it low carb, and then instead of saying high fat, they said Atkins. And I know why. Because I don't think they ate enough fat. I didn't read the final notes on this person, but essentially what they did is they ate a lot of veg, a lot of nuts, and if any meat at all, it was very lean meat. And I'm here to tell you that that's neat. That'll work for a little while. But eventually you're going to need to start adding fat, and a lot of it. Now, there's plenty of information out there on saturated fats and this fake hypothesis that this guy named Ansel Keys figured out, which has pretty much polluted our waters for about the last 70 years, claiming to have a fat heart hypothesis, which says that saturated fats cause all kinds of trouble with your heart, which is actually not scientifically founded at all. If you find some evidence, send it to me, and we'll discuss the evidence, because there's lots of different ways to decombobulate all this, okay? All of it will be anecdotal. All of it will be what we call coincidental or correlative. So essentially, she winds up eating 7 days, very low carb, awesome. And I didn't read whether she hit the wall or not. But apparently Kim Kardashian has done a low-carb diet. Now, again, if you want to sustain it, you can eat low-carb and then high-fat, which is what I do. So if I gave you pretty much a daily down and dirty on what I eat, I'll normally eat around 6 eggs, cheese, and a meat source, be it fish, chicken, pork, or beef. And I look for the fattiest cuts. I look for, obviously, I don't tell them to trim my chicken. I want all that fat on there. Fish is pretty lean for me. Even the fattiest fish, I can't live on just a chunk of fish. I got to eat something else. And pork, I have to make sure it's rib meat or something like bacon or stomach, pancetta, which is full of fat. And that is quite satious. Is that a word? I feel great satiety when I eat that. I actually steer clear of nuts because of they tended, I guess, to inflame me. I had been losing weight, but I had still felt myself a little inflamed while I was eating a lot of the quote-unquote keto staples. Veg, broccoli, cauliflower, nuts. You notice I probably haven't touched much of that in approaching 9 months, I guess, when I finally decided to pretty much go ketovore / carnivore, which Dr. Berry would say is the proper human diet. And so the veg I get might be incidental, coincidental. It goes with something, for example, pico de gallo, or a salsa that I eat, or something I have stewed the meat into. But literally going out of my way to make salads and cauliflower and broccoli and green beans, radishes, which were always pretty darn good, and any of the nuts and seeds, nah. I find I don't need them, don't want them. Even the fruits. Again, I get plenty of fruit in the tomato and chili genre. I may mix an avocado with that. So that's about the only fruit I eat. And the only real roots I eat are onion and garlic. And a fair amount of pepper. Again, there's lectins and poisons and things in all these, but it's such small amounts. And compared actually to the ultimate amount of food I eat, it's not that much. So my carbs are definitely zero to none, man. I unless again I get a little bit of carb in that veg, or maybe if I do eat a strawberry here and there. I just like frozen strawberries. We just freeze them and then you just eat them. But I make my own homemade ice cream, which does have a literally as the macros go, a pinch of sugar. I could use the sugar alcohols, the xylitol, the monk fruit, the other things, but if I'm going to eat something refined, I'll just eat sugar. I don't have an addiction to it, so I'm not concerned about it. I can, just say no. That's enough for me, thanks. And so today I'll eat 6 eggs. I bought myself some fatty beef ribs, some chicharrones, which is the cracklins, and eat a little bit of cheese with that. Spend some time munching that down, enjoying the heck out of it. And I will eat one of my ice creams, which is nothing more than whipping cream, egg, literally a dash of sugar, and some vanilla extract. That's all it is. And I turn it into a mousse. So it's got plenty of protein, a lot of fat, and a little bit of flavor, and again, a touch of carbs. Per serving, I don't think I'll eat down more than 4 grams. So that would be probably a teaspoon of sugar. But again, teaspoon, okay, 4 grams times 4, 16 grams. Divide that by 3 to 4,000, and that's the percentage. It ain't much. Well, let's just say 16, and now divide that by 4. So 0.5% by carb. So am I in dietary ketosis? Absolutely. I think today I'm going to probably eat 1% carbohydrate, probably 40% protein, and 60% fat. And so Kim Kardashian, I guess she did do a keto-style diet, but more of a leaning toward the veg side and staying away from fats. And again, keto, so you bring your carbs to 0, and what you're just going to eat a bunch of plant protein and maybe some lean turkey or beef without the fat. And then what? You're going to be hungry. Protein's only going to give you a little bit, and I'm sure they're portion controlling, all right? So they're not eating until they're stuffed, until they're full. Like Dr. Barry says, eat till you're comfortably stuffed. Now, he doesn't have an accent. I do, all right? So, being from Tennessee, everyone else in the world has that accent, right? Dr. Barry's awesome. So is his wife, Nisha. Right on. Rock on, guys. Love you guys. So to that end, she did lose a tremendous amount of weight, and she didn't need to do the exercise or wear the sauna suits. Had she eaten enough fat, she would have just lost the weight just because, and she would have been able to eat till she's stuffed and then not eat again till she's hungry again. And she would have lost just as much weight just as quickly, certainly. But, if you like to add a little exercise because you like it, go for it. But as a weight loss strategy, fat losing strategy, it's no good. Don't do it. But you do need exercise for the brain, move liquids around, keep your muscles in shape, that kind of thing. Absolutely, big fan. And just to finish out, we went to a party last night, and oh my God, pastas and cakes and this and that and mole, which is like essentially a chili nut chocolate sauce with sesame seeds, and it's actually a very delicious sauce if you can reduce the sugar out of the chocolate and reduce the sugar out of the final product. But then it might taste a little off to some Mexican palates. But what they did have is they had this big bowl of just pure chicken, which they were to serve and then put the mole on top of, because it was chicken with mole, but they didn't mix the chicken in with it, thankfully. So I had myself 2 big old plates of just pure chicken legs, obviously, sadly, without the skin, and they were deboned. But it was cena, and I ate that about 10 p.m. So right now I'm sitting at about 16 hours on my fast. So again, it's doable, guys. You can find ways to join, intermingle. They're all drinking booze and everything, and but with Mexicans and booze, they always have lime, and they always have salt. So I had a big old glass of water, 2 limes, and maybe a half teaspoon of salt. Mix that together. Oh, it was delicious. It was wonderful. I stayed hydrated even though it was raining and cold. But of course, I love it. I don't get cold. Being from Buffalo, New York, you don't get cold. So that's that. Neato. It's good that at least Kim Kardashian kind of sort of put keto on the map for some folks. But again, there's a lot more to it than just kind of being veg and cutting down on the carbs. So anyway, guys, we'll chat later. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk again soon. Be well.